Clemson Tigers.
Yeah, he's done a good job. I think he's got this team primed to make another deep run in the NCAA tournament.
Number 8 Tigers wearing white, going from our right to your left, and number unranked Syracuse Orange are visiting, looking for their first win in conference play. Should be a good one here today on the ACC network. And you talk about those wide players, Clemson immediately trying to bomb up that right wing.
And that's what Tobia does. She likes to get isolated 1v1. She can cut inside or go to the end line.
Tobia gets the action started quick. She cuts inside, as Kevin says, fires with the left foot, but no contest for Vanderbosch.
Wise for Vanderbosch to let that go. Don't want to concede a corner kick there in the first minute of the match. Tough to get down for. She knew that was going wide.
So Vanderbosch will wait and fire. Number 8 Clemson Tigers off to a very hot start. 8-1-2 overall. Only loss coming here at Riggs to Florida State a couple of weeks ago. Florida State is still the number 4 team in the country, so no shame in that loss. Have won their other 2 conference matchups. Syracuse coming into this one at 2-8-1, still searching for a result in conference play, but as Kevin mentioned, been ravaged due to injuries, brought in some really good pieces from the transfer portal that also got hurt. Just been some really bad luck for Syracuse thus far.
Yeah, they've been fortunate, but one of the things that Coach Adams talked about was she's still very pleased with the commitment and the focus and the fight within her team, and those are all good signs to build on.
So looking to play wide and bombing over the top. Looks like McKenna Morris running down that right wing. You'll see the fullbacks overlap a lot today for Clemson. Morris into the middle, looking to cash in early and into the back of the net for the Tigers. An early start here in Riggs, less than 2 minutes, and the Tigers cash in. Looked like Tatum short on the goal.
Yeah, much like the goal last night that the Clemson men scored in their win over Virginia Tech. That inverted fullback comes inside to contribute, and that's McKenna Morris coming inside, ultimately getting into a wide area and forward to get on the end of Harper White's long ball and serves a terrific ball in for short to finish.
But McKenna Morris, one of the best players for this Tigers team. She's tied for the team lead in goals with 5, and she just picked up her 5th assist as well. As you can see, beautiful ball over the top, and she sends one into the middle. Kevin, this is textbook.
Yeah, a ball with that pace coming across the face of the goal is always dangerous, and you would have to think that's a nightmare start for Syracuse and a dream start for Clemson.
A dream start for the Tigers, who are white hot like their jerseys. 7-0 goal differential in the last 2 games that they have been victorious in, and with a really good start here to try and pick up their 3rd conference win. So, Kevin, for Syracuse, when you get jumped like this early, how do you regroup?
Well, you just have to remain focused and not panic. There's still a lot of soccer to be played here.
And for Short, the freshman, that is the 2nd goal of her young Clemson career. Had one coming into tonight's match and did not waste any time putting one into the back of the net for the Tigers. Orange going to try and establish some possession. Going to see them looking like a 4-3-3 in attack, drop back a little bit into 4-5-1 in defense. Kevin, can you explain what that kind of is with the formations rotating?
It's really just having those wide players drop a little bit deeper. Those transitional moments, if the game is slowed down and they're able to get behind the ball, just give you a little more security in wide areas. And the problem against Clemson is that some of these players, they are so quick in those transitional moments. You're not always guaranteed time to get behind the ball.
Trying to get off to the races again. Ball in over the top, but the flag immediately goes up. Clemson was looking to double their lead in the first 5 minutes. Linesman says not so fast. I think that's the correct call.
That was a nice little interplay between Caroline Conti and Megan Bornkamp. Just a little dink over the top to release Meredith, but good defending from Syracuse to step their back line.
And tell us a little about Sammy Meredith, right? She's got a unique profile at 6 feet tall.
Yeah, she's particularly good with her back to goal, receiving, bringing other players into play. So she can function as a target forward and occupy a defender while players can run out of midfield. And tonight, that'll primarily be Caroline Conti and Megan Bornkamp coming to support her.
Meredith tied for the team lead with those 5 goals. You mentioned McKenna Morris also has 5 as a fullback. Just such a talented player that mans the right back spot for Coach Redwanski. Throwing it up the line here, looking for Meredith with her back to the goal. She's trying to create, plays it up that right wing, and here go the Tigers once again. Looks like Tobia down in the corner. She cuts out wide, serves it into the middle. They're looking back post once again. It was Tatum Short in the area. Rebound is deflected and over the net, and we'll see our first set-piece chance of the game for the Tigers.
That's good defensively from Syracuse to get a piece of that and take the sting out of that shot.
Take another look. Just a little deflection volley attempts. Over the net, and with what we saw with Clemson men's soccer just last night, with Scylla scoring the last-second winner, those deflections can be scary. Syracuse gets away with it this time. Danny Davis is going to swing one into the mixer. Looking to find a teammate, is going to be headed just wide, and looked like that was Megan Bornkamp on the end of that, but could not get it on frame.
Yeah, just so many weapons there.
And we mentioned this Scylla goal from last night. You had a day at Riggs Field last night, Kevin Kennedy, getting to be on the call for this one. As we take another look at what Clemson men's soccer did, Scylla with the old off-the-face deflection on the half volley into the back of the net to give the Tigers a huge win. 2-1 the final over Virginia Tech.
Yeah, certainly brave taking his opportunity and seizing that moment. The biggest thing was there was 5 seconds remaining in the match when that goal was scored.
And as we take a look, that's Scylla right there. Our camera crew has spotted him in the crowd, so always first-class work from our production crew here at Clemson, South Carolina. There he is right now. It's Scylla with the game winner.
And he is truly embarrassed.
Yeah, absolutely. The Lady Tigers trying to work it up this right wing again. Jenna Tobia has been active early on the right wing. She'll receive. She loves to do this and go one-on-one, cutting into the middle, getting it onto her left foot, fires a ball back post, headed out by the Orange, still not out of danger yet. Tigers will reclaim possession. Tobia left foot shot, blocked once again. So Syracuse making it a focal point to try and get in front of these long shots.
And these are the moments where Clemson needs to remain patient. Just maintain possession. You have the luxury of controlling the tempo of the game now.
Absolutely, and if you're just tuning in to the ACC network, you missed a heck of a start in which Tatum Short was able to find the back of the net just 2 minutes into this one. And Tobia attacking once again, one-on-one play onto her right. Shot is deflected. Syracuse appeals for a handball. Referee instead is going to signal for a goal kick. I think that was the right call there.
Yeah, last touch from Tobia there.
Yeah.
But as you said, she's been active here early. Clemson's having a lot of joy on this right side right now.
Yeah, that seems to be where they want to go with their attack. And talk a little bit about when you have a fullback like Morris, how does that open the offense on her side?
Yeah, a lot of that. She's just has the physical capability to get forward. She's also really, really quick. And if you can get in numerical advantage situations, create 2v1 in those wide areas, that can be a formula for success for you.
First foul of the match on the Tigers, wearing white. The Orange, coincidentally wearing orange tonight with those blue numbers. Going to send one up off the set piece. First time we've really seen Syracuse threaten in Clemson territory, and will be booted out, so a good job clearing right there. Orange will send some reinforcements up for this throw-in. So, Kevin, 6 shots to 0 thus far on the score sheet. And we're just over 7 minutes in here at Riggs. What can Syracuse do to try and penetrate this Clemson defense and start getting some shots on goal?
Well, I think that's indicative of playing at home and Clemson's confidence right now. They want to really go at Syracuse here early, throw players forward. But as I said, I think Syracuse just needs to remain confident, look to possess the ball, find their moments. That's a good idea to pick out Fleury there.
Yeah, that was a great ball over the top to try and connect with Erin Fleury, the leading goal scorer. And when we talked to Coach, she told us that we would see her at 5 different positions over the course of today's match.
She's pretty versatile. Syracuse playing with a fairly high line here. One of the things that Coach Adams talked about is trying to not allow those wide backs to get forward for Clemson.
Saw what Morris could do early, picking up her 5th assist of the season.
And she's sneaking again. She's sneaking forward.
Yep. There she goes. She's making the run down the right wing, and they're going to pick her out. Another dangerous area for McKenna Morris to attack in. Going to look to link up with a teammate. It's a fantastic pass to Tobia. Tobia into the box. The cross, the tap in, no good. So she was looking to pick out Sammy Meredith right there and could not quite connect with the ball how she wanted. but still a great opportunity for the Tigers.
And Sammy will want that one back. Look at this terrific ball she plays in. Cuts it back. Sammy just puts it over the bar.
It looks like it hopped up potentially a little bit on her.
A good awareness from Tobia, though, as she goes in. You can see the last thing she does is she lifts her head, she looks, she sees that Tatum Short is marked, looks to cut it back to the penalty spot. It's not on. She's able to find Sammy Meredith in that moment.
Absolutely. I've been super impressed with Tobia thus far and over the course of this season. I mean, you talk about a player that's got 3 goals and 7 assists and still a really young player as a freshman. Coach Radwanski has got a good one on the right wing.
Well, I think what you'll see, too, is when you see the substitutions come in for this Clemson team, they do not skip a beat.
Just mentioned Tobia. She wins the ball back. They go out to Morris. Man in her right back spot, looking to make something happen. She's dangerous on the ball. Drop it back into the midfield to Bornkamp, who will switch. Smart play there as the Tigers have some runners in space on that left side. Goal scorer Tatum Short looking to potentially get in the score sheet again. It's beautiful play in behind. Tigers have runners in the middle. Instead have a shot deflected. Rebound that looks like Short again, campaigning for the penalty, not going to get it. So Orange desperately trying to clear and still can't get it out. Tigers still threatening.
Yeah, that's another example of that inverted fullback coming forward. That was Danny Davis that time attacking from that left side.
Looks like they tried to go all the way over the top right there to Jenna Tobia and could not link up with it. Going to take another look on our replay here, Kevin. A couple really good opportunities for the Tigers.
Yeah, that's the little penetrating ball. Finding Danny Davis, another one of these dynamic freshmen for Clemson.
I think the most scary part about the squad that Clemson has is they're consistently starting freshmen, and it's not just starting the freshmen for the principal. They're really darn good, and they're performing at such a high level thus far this season.
Yeah, if you look at the goal contributions from those 3 players, it's pretty remarkable. But the best thing is, and current players don't always want to hear this on your team, but your job as a coach is you should try to out-recruit your roster every year.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is you want to bring in players that will challenge your current roster right away. And these players have done that, and I think it elevates the level of play for the whole team.
Fully agree with you there, Kevin. So we're just over 12 minutes into this match. Fax and Childress along with Kevin Kennedy on the call. If you're just tuning in, you missed a hot start for the Tigers as Tatum Short was able to put one into the back of the net off of a McKenna Morris pass. 7 shots now for the Tigers, 0 for the Orange. And Clemson has started white hot once again here at home. It's got to be good to be home after a little 2-game road win streak. Vanderbosch will clear as the Orange still look to find some possession and get their footing in this match. Always tough to go on the road, but when you're going on the road to a top 10 team, that's even more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that road trip for Clemson. I don't know if it's got to be one of the more difficult road trips in terms of travel. You go down to Miami, play on Thursday, and then turn around and go to play BC on a Sunday, but they were able to score 7 goals in the process, get 2 clean sheets, so most importantly, 6 points in conference. I know they're happy with that.
Absolutely. Any win in conference is a good one, especially in a league like the ACC that has so many upper echelon programs. Tigers looking to work the ball forward again. They're going to go for that switch down the right side. And they've got some numbers. Threatening are the Clemson Tigers. Shot going for the top corner is sailed over the net. Will not test Vanderbosch on that one, but still 8th shot of the match for the Tigers. As right there, it was Caroline Conti trying to find the back of the net.
Yeah, Conti making a good run out of midfield there. Just breaking that back line without the ball.
Let's take a look at Coach Eddie Radwanski. Talked about out-recruiting his roster. He's got some stud freshmen. He's got experience. This seems like a great balance for the Clemson Tigers, who come in once again at 8-1-2, number 8 in the country. Been a heck of a start. There's a lot of hype around the program, as there should be. I think they're poised for a deep tournament run if they play their cards right. Go all the way back to the goalie. Makowitz will survey what she's got in front of her. We'll go back to Makowitz. That is Harper White, the center back, the 5th year from Nashville.
And you can see there, very comfortable playing Makowitz's feet. She's good technically.
White will push the ball forward. Looking to link up with Conti. It'll be deflected out of bounds. Tigers will take that throw in. Looks like they're going to try and get organized as Harper White will go back to her position of center back. McKenna Morris has an assist, her 5th of the season. Would love to pick up another one as the Tigers are itching to double their lead. They've got 8 shots thus far, just under 15 minutes of this match. There's our pregame player to watch, Duff. Had a big weekend up in Chestnut Hill, scoring those 2 goals from the defender spot. She's just so dynamic with what she can do on both sides.
Yeah, just really dangerous on set pieces. You know, I'm watching that first corner kick for Clemson, and Bornkamp, Hirschfeld, Sammy Meredith, and Mackenzie Duff. You have 4 real weapons there on set pieces.
Tatum Short, she scored a goal already. She's looking for an assist into the middle to Morris, trying to repay the favor. Not the cleanest hit from McKenna Morris, and Vanderbosch scoops it up.
Yeah, what a terrific ball served in from Tatum Short there. She's able to pick her out, and you get a sense of how much McKenna Morris gets forward. Look, she finds herself in the penalty area. Great ball. She just took a little odd skip there. Have a look here, just a little bounce right before it gets to her.
It's the second time that's happened to the Tigers on those balls into the middle, that it's taken just a little bit of a hiccup before finding the attacking player in a dangerous position right there. We saw Morris to Short earlier. Short says, let me repay the favor. McKenna serves her up a beautiful ball. Just could not convert. Clemson now with 9 shots, 2 on target, Kevin. Syracuse has done a really good job, to their credit, of blocking some of these opportunities. What's the key to blocking a shot as a defender?
That's the thing. You want to be compact defensively. They've been able to do that. And when the ball's in wide areas, you want to get in ball side and goal side situations. And they've been pretty disciplined in those areas.
Absolutely agree. And once again, this team has been killed with the injury bug thus far, as Coach Nikki Adams told us when we were speaking with her earlier in the week. 6 potential starters that they thought they had coming into the season are not in the 11 today. A couple transfers that they got from the portal to plug some holes also got injured. She's doing a heck of a coaching job with the cards that she has been dealt. Got some talented players, got some youth on the pitch, and if anything, this is going to be a good building year for a next year and a bright future for the program under Coach Adams.
Well, I think that's how you have to look at it. And 2 things struck me yesterday when we spoke. I think it was actually Thursday. She was incredibly optimistic, and she had not lost her sense of humor.
Yeah. It was very fun to chat with Coach Adams, and one of the best coaches in this league. Doing a fantastic job with this Orange squad thus far. They played some really competitive games against some great opponents. They are running into a buzzsaw here at Riggs, and a top 10 team. Can't be happy with the scheduling, getting Florida State and Clemson in 2 of your first 4 conference games. They'll be bombed over the top as they're looking for Conti. Will be ran down by an Orange defender. She's trying to shield it to go out of bounds. Conti will battle, and I think Conti ended up winning that throw-in for the Tigers. I think it was Kylan Grant, the junior defender, battling it out with Conti.
Yeah, really nicely done there from Grant. Very quick.
Ball lobbed in at the back post, a little too much juice on it. Good job from the Orange defense, and now they're going to blast it up the pitch. Good job from Bornkamp to settle. Tigers look to get back into structure. Harper White wants to push it forward a little bit. She finds that inverted fullback in Morris. Morris, always dangerous, serves it on a platter. Long shot right at Vanderbosch. So the second save of the match for Vanderbosch. Does a good job of being in position right there.
Yeah, Bornkamp's just trying to shape that to the far corner. Good positioning from Vanderbosch. She had a clear sight line on that.
Going for that far corner, just couldn't quite connect with it. Still a shot on target for the Tigers. Their 3rd of the match and 10th shot overall. Orange have done a really good job of blocking some of these Tiger attempts. It's Fleury down there, ends up winning throw-in. It'll be a throw-in to the Tigers, rather. They got to find a way to get Fleury more incorporated. The star for this Orange team hasn't seen a lot of the ball thus far.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is when they get into midfield, they have to get Hannah Pilley involved. And Hannah Pilley can play a similar role as Sammy Meredith here for Clemson.
It'll find its way through to Tatum Short. Contested ball in the midfield. Still fighting for it. Meredith has dropped all the way back from her 9 spot to win that ball in the midfield, something that's really valuable to have.
I think that's something that Pili can do for this Syracuse team. If they can get the ball into her feet, she's got the size and the ability to hold the ball up for you and bring other players into the attack.
Really impressive tackle right there from Ashley Rosh. Man in the midfield, winning a big ball, and the Orange are trying to hold some possession, still looking for their first shot in this match, about 20 minutes in Riggs. If you're just tuning in, a second-minute goal from Tatum Short by way of McKenna Morris is how we are at the current score line. It's Fleury on the far side, somehow kept it in bounds. Very impressive work from her right there. We'll play it into the middle.
That's good from Pili.
Absolutely. Back to Pili, the 2 stars for the Orange linking up. Encouraging run of play for Syracuse as they look to attack, and a mistake there in the back. Tigers are going to look to counterattack. Numbers are going to start pushing forward. And they're off to the races. It's Conti. A body feint. She's going to find her drop option in Morris, and Morris wants to go. We know that about her. Switches it to the far side. A little 1-2 combo play. Tatum Short trying to chase that one down near the box. A battle. Short comes out on top of it, looking for her man in the middle. A great dummy, and Morris sailed it with the left foot. I'll tell you, that was a really impressive play from Sammy Meredith to let that one slide. Morris just couldn't convert.
Yeah, generous. You could see just there at the last second, Morris just leans back a little bit. Good job breaking the lines.
Physical play right there from Tatum Short. She slides it into the middle. Meredith says, not so fast. I got a man behind me. And Morris couldn't quite put that one on frame. That was very impressive link-up play from the Tigers as they continue to shine here early in another conference matchup. 11 shots now for Clemson, 3 of which coming on target, 1 of which into the back of the net. 2 saves from the stud goalie Vander Bosch, who mentioned her 16 saves against the top 5 opponent in the Seminoles a couple matches ago. Have you been impressed with Vander Bosch so far and what she's been able to do to stifle the Tigers?
Yeah, it's just the first goal is always difficult when the ball's in a wide area. You really rely on your defenders to help you out there. I think it's always a difficult situation. But when she's had to make the save, she's been in the right area. She's held the ball well.
Duff will push it past midfield. Looking to pick out an attacking player. Switches it to that far side, and Tatum Short has been super involved thus far. Loses that one matchup. And a long shot pings the crossbar. I'll tell you, that was a rip right there, Kevin.
Yeah, and that's what Hal Hirschfeld can do from distance. She's scored a couple of goals like that. I think Vander Bosch does the wise thing there and just tips that over the bar.
Yeah, and Vander Bosch, let's see, does she get a hand on that? I think she did, but goalkeeper saw it differently, and we have an injury substitution, or a potential injury substitution, I should say. Emily Brow comes on, the sophomore from Liverpool, England. And Bruff will replace Bornkamp, so if we get an update on her injury status, we will let you know. But once again, that is Emily Bruff coming on. Another one of these rotational pieces for the Clemson Tigers that can contribute.
Yeah, Bruff has been very good in midfield. She kind of plays the role as the age, more of a box-to-box midfielder.
We got a clock stoppage here as the officials are going to discuss something. They're headed over to the Clemson bench. This might be substitution related. We're trying to keep our eyes on everything. Head official has a yellow card in her hand. Do you think this is substitution related here, Kevin?
Yeah, because I think what's occurred here is Megan Bornkamp came off the field. She was not subbed out. She went straight to the locker room. Don't know if she was an injury issue or she was having stomach cramps or something, but she leaves the field. You're not allowed to leave the field of play. I think she's going to get caution when she comes back on, but then it wasn't really a proper re-entry. It wasn't a stoppage. Emily Bruff just came on the field. Now, whether that's at the instruction of the 4th official or not, just a little chaotic of what was actually occurring. And I think now she's actually having a word with Syracuse coach, try to explain what's going on.
She's going to have a word with Coach Adams now. So once again, see the shot of Bruff. Really solid rotational piece for the Tigers, the 5'8" sophomore from Liverpool. So what we're getting intel from our production crew is what we think happened. The fourth official approved the sub because they thought that was who was on the pitch. But once again, if you're just tuning in, Bornkamp went to the locker room with an apparent injury. So it appears it's just going to be caution, which I think is the right call when you have an injury involved. Bruffon for Bornkamp is the final decision.
Yeah, and obviously need to keep in mind that it's college soccer. There will be no re-entry for Megan Bornkamp in the first half. If she is able to return, she wouldn't be able to come until at least the halftime break.
College soccer with a lot of different rules than professional soccer. If you're more of a casual on the college side and a guru on the pro side, no stoppage time. If there's a stoppage, it immediately stops the clock and you play till the buzzer, kind of like in basketball. What are your thoughts on that, Kevin? I don't know if I've ever asked you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, I kind of like knowing how much time's left, but I have to admit after this this winter's World Cup, I really like that they add on so much stoppage time when that's the amount of time. Yeah. The clock has never really bothered me. I always think the substitutions are a little odd with no re-entry in the first half. You get one re-entry in the second half. It's just a little different.
A lot of unique rules about college soccer. If you're just tuning in here at Riggs, about halfway through the first half, Tigers lead 1-0 on a Tatum short goal. That's the center back, Harper White, blasting forward. Vanderbosch had to go down into her left to make an impressive save.
Yeah, I think she did well just to get her hands up, not try to hold that, take the sting out of it. It's one of the things that Harper White does so well for a center back, to have the courage to dribble that ball forward into space. Ooh, the ball was dipping, wasn't it?
It's a heck of a strike for a center back, and once again, love the ambition. 5th shot on target for the Tigers, 13th overall, but only 1 goal on the board. Vanderbosch has been very solid with those 4 saves. One of the best goalies in the entire country. She had 67 of them coming into the match, now has 71, and probably going to add to that for her season total.
Yeah, and counting. And for me, Faxon, Harper White, going back to her, is perhaps one of the most versatile players on this team. You'll see her over the course of her career. She's spent a lot of time in midfield. She's played anywhere along that back line. So not surprising that she can come forward and put a shot of that quality on frame.
Versatility has been one of the biggest points in recruiting for this entire Clemson staff. They've done a fantastic job bringing in more pieces, and it's paying dividends early in the 2023 campaign. Some contact there. I think they're going to get the foul on McKenna Morris as she was going head-to-head with Aaron Fleury. Fleury kind of the best attacking presence they have for Syracuse, so she's got that captain's armband on as well.
She did well to hold the ball up there. Physically imposing.
And she's got kind of a unique profile. We talked about how we'll see her at a couple different positions. When Syracuse starts to bring on some of their limited substitution options, she could shift around. And if you weren't here for us in the pregame, man, just injury bug has been the name of the game for the Orange. They've really only got about 15 total players available today, is our understanding. A couple injured players have made the trip, sitting on the bench, and just a really unfortunate thing to happen to this Power 5 program with a lot of history.
That's a good ball there from, I think that was Grant.
And Syracuse has shown some positives. I know that the scoreline's 1-0, and the shots are majorly unequal thus far, but there have been a couple link-up plays where I've been very impressed with some of the individual talents they have. It's easy to see how they could hang with a team like Florida State. They've really hunkered down after giving up that early goal.
Well, although unfortunate in the immediate, I think this is the type of season that can really benefit these players in the long run. They'll grow from this. Obviously, these players, you'll get better with experience.
Good for player development, good for youth. You go all the way back to Makowitz. Talked about how she's a really strong player with her feet. They trust her in these type of situations to disperse the ball where she deems fit. I'll tell you, I love Harper White and just how she continues to advance up the pitch. It's something that's bold and you don't see a lot, but she's really good at it.
Yeah, a lot of center backs don't want to come forward. They don't want to come into that space. They'd rather just break the lines with a pass, but she's courageous enough to dribble into that space.
We have some substitutions here for the Clemson Tigers. Going to be the first of the match. Winner comes on. Also looks like Manusos comes on. So Tatum Short, the goal scorer, will go out. Minerick is in. McKenna Morris is out. So some of the star power for the Tigers shifts off. But a point you made earlier, Kevin, this bench is really darn good as well. Tigers threatening and going to draw a set piece. Going to be their second corner kick of the match by my count.
Yeah, and the quality of the three players that just came in, it's, you know, I wouldn't say that Clemson has 11 starters. I think any of these young ladies are capable of starting. You'll see the tempo and the level will not drop with those substitutions.
So Minerick, Nosos, Winner all into the match. It's Danny Davis swinging one in on the left. Dangerous place for the ball to be. Tigers will regroup and try to get a shot on. It's blocked. Orange desperately trying to clear it away. And eventually will as they blast it up the pitch. Tigers have the numbers to recover. And trying to go right back forward. This is just a relentless attacking style that they play. 7 goals in the last 2 conference matches. Got one early in this one. They would love to add to that total. Oh, and a really nice piece of creativity right there. Hirschfeld to Davis, swinging it down to the left. Back post, got a man. Hanging around in the box. Orange trying to clear, and man, that really snuck up on us, Kevin.
I think that was Caroline Conti that got on the end of that. She'll want that one back. Surely thought she was going to bury that header.
Tigers still trying to attack. Play it down to this right wing. Winner going towards the end line, back into the middle. Fantastic pass. What a save from Vanderbosch. Rebound won't go. And what a save from Shea Vanderbosch. Took a goal off the board for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was outstanding. I think it was Sammy Meredith's shot, and then it fell for Caroline Conti. She couldn't put it on frame, but massive, massive save there.
Unbelievable work from Vanderbosch, one of the best goalies, not just in the league, but in the entire country. The 5th save could not have come at a bigger moment. And oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, that is textbook kick save. Don't know how she reacted that quickly.
Yeah, that's just point blank and try to make yourself as big as you can.
So it looks like number 21 will be Mackenzie Dupree. She'll come on for Les Aladdin. Nice bit of creativity there from the Tigers as they're looking to add their second. Going to go out wide. Back into the middle. We'll now regroup and go up, back out to this left side. They love to attack with width. It's one of the strengths of this team, and it's just a little bit of a miscommunication there that will go all the way out for a goal kick, but I like the idea.
Yeah, Maria Manusis was just looking for Emily Bruff to continue her run, play her in.
Got a look there at Manusis, number 18. The sophomore from Weddington, North Carolina. More than capable as one of the reserves. You'll see her get the occasional start as well. Really talented player.
Had 2 goals on the year. She had one in that 5-0 win at Miami.
Tigers once again bursting down the wing and going to draw the corner kick. I think that was Manusis again that was shooting through that gap.
I think that was Sid Minerick coming from that inverted fullback position, much the way McKenna Morris did, getting forward there.
Was indeed Minerick. 3rd corner kick of the match for the Tigers. Orange have not been able to draw one. 15-0 in the shot total thus far, but the scoreboard only reads 1-0. 6 excellent saves by Shea Vanderbosch. They love Danny Davis on these in-swinging left-footed corner kicks. She's going to deliver another ball. That'll be immediately sent away. Back out to Davis. She's going to have another chance to send one into the box. Uses the right foot this time. Stout defense from Syracuse. And really, really solid defense right there from, I think, Fleury was dropped all the way back due to the set piece, and she was able to win the ball. That will go out for an Orange throw. So, once again, scoreline is 1-0. Shot count is 15-0, but I've been impressed with a couple players on the Syracuse team. I've been impressed with the team defense as a whole. They fight hard, man.
Well, you can see the collective effort there and the commitment to defending. And if they get forward, unless you find that second goal, that insurance goal, if you're Clemson, it can be dangerous if Syracuse is able to get forward, perhaps score on a set piece or something and keep this thing tight.
We are going to have a whistle there. Tigers don't like it. Looks like we've got a pair of substitutions ready to come on, one for each team. So next dead ball will get those in. Looks like Lane St. George, the defender for the Tigers, trying to pick out the number. I want to say that's Rhea James, number 19 for the Orange. So it'll be taking off Hannah Pilley. They haven't really been able to get incorporated in the attack, but she's one of the star players for the Orange, and pocket is picked right there in their own end for Syracuse. Tigers trying to counter. They've got numbers going forward, and they love to shoot it out to the wing. It's exactly what they're going to do. Manusos trying to take it one on everyone, will be deflected. Swing it out to the right. Winner. Really solid defense right there. And she's looking for a passing outlet now. Don't know if she has one. That's Harper White bursting up the pitch to win that ball. Syracuse just keeps looking for these passing outlets, and they're not there right now in the midfield, Kevin.
Yeah, Abramson's done so well in those 1v1 situations, and you can see this Clemson attack has really pinned Aaron Fleury back.
Absolutely, and that will be deflected in a scary spot out for a goal kick. We will see our pair of substitutions. Once again, Lane St. George coming on for the Tigers. Rhea James coming on for the Orange.
You can see Vander Bosch nearly gets caught in possession here. She's trying to decide. Ball gets away from her a little bit. And fortunate deflection to go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, very fortunate deflection. And as we mentioned, James on for Pilley. Going to try a little bit different of an approach, and Hirschfeld will come off for St. George. St. George, you'll see her start games as well. Just another fantastic player that Coach Radwanski has at his disposal. Really impressive possession win right there, and able to draw the foul is number 29, Sammy Meredith.
I'm sure I was tangled up there with Zoe Vanderkloot.
Vanderkloot kind of holds down the holding midfield spot for the Orange. You'll see them in 4-5-1 in defense, 4-3-3 in attack. Been doing a lot of defending thus far. Tigers bursting down the wing once again, trying to serve it into the middle, and will go out for their fourth corner kick of the match. So right now, Tigers are loving these one-on-one battles down the wing, but Asia Cobb shut that one down.
And you can see it here. It's Maria Manusis this time, but the personnel doesn't matter as the MO as much as the MO for Clemson, right? It's the wide players want to size you up in 1v1 situations and go at you, get to the end line.
It's such a fun play style to both watch and broadcast, and not a coincidence that we've got great crowds here at historic Riggs Field to watch the Lady Tigers play. Clemson looking to threaten into the mixer. They've got players right in front of the net, and it's going to roll in past Vander Bosch. We're going to wait for an official ruling on who ended up tapping that one into the back of the net. A big cluster, but the Tigers come out with their second goal.
I think that was Emily Bruff. It fell for Emily Bruff there. I think she had the last touch.
So Bruff cashes in and doubles the lead for the Tigers. A nice heads-up play from the midfielder from Liverpool, England. And Vander Bosch is very upset at that goal. It was kind of a pinballing around in front of the goalkeeper, and Bruff was in correct position to make the play.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Vander Bosch had a sideline on it, but at the last second, Grace Gillard, it falls to her and it just kind of stops dead there for Bruff. She's actually cleared it and cleared it into Bruff's tackle, and that's the last touch. But I think Vander Bosch had an eye on it and a beat on it, was going to handle that comfortably. That's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate for the Orange. Very unfortunate for Vander Bosch. Very fortunate for Emily Bruff, the sophomore midfielder and substitution for the Tigers. Ends up getting that one into the back of the net by way of deflection, and here comes Clemson. They're looking for a third, trying to attack up this right side. It's Danny Davis. We know she can swing it in with her left foot. It's back to Monerick. Gonna lob one in and couldn't link up with a teammate, but Kevin, so 2-0 on the scoreboard now, 16 shots to 0. And we're going to take a look at our earlier substitution. So this is when Bruff subbed on, and we had some controversial, officiating and then some arguing, and she actually gets waved in. So the fourth official thought it was Bornkamp, and that is why the card was not delivered for an illegal substitution, as he did usher Bruff onto the pitch.
Right, in a situation normally like that, Bornkamp would have been issued caution for leaving the field of play without permission, or for a substitution or something like that. And Bruff could have been cautioned for coming onto the field of play, but she was obviously waved on.
Into the middle. Tigers looking to threaten again, and it's going to be deflected out of bounds for yet another corner kick. And good to see Megan Bornkamp, one of the key players for the Tigers. She's got 2 goals and 5 assists on the season. Good to see her back on the bench. We'll see if she can re-enter in the second half, so we'll keep you guys updated with that. Ella Hauser will come on for the Tigers as they are starting to get some of their rotational pieces. Caroline Conti will come off.
Well, we've talked all year long. I think this is one of the strengths of this Clemson team is their depth. They can go 16, 17 players into the bench, and the tempo, the level of play does not drop off.
Swung back out to this right side. Danny Davis has been holding that position down. She goes for the rainbow flick. A lot of ambition right there from Davis. I absolutely love it. And she's going to be taken out near the end line. That's going to go down as a foul. We might see a booking for that one. And we're going to take another look at that, as I think a yellow card has the potential to be issued and will not be issued as a result of that. What are your thoughts on this, Kevin?
I think that's don't think that's enough for it to be a yellow, but I think that's typically the response when someone tries to go at you with a rainbow or a nutmeg or something like that.
So Tigers have kind of a short corner that they'll serve into the back post, looking for a couple of their taller players, pinballing around again. Syracuse doesn't like to see that, as it's how they conceded a goal, and do a really good job of clearing that one out.
Yeah, I would say it nearly fell for Emily Bruff there again.
So Bruff just kind of has the knack for being in the right place at the right time. He's done a fantastic job coming on for Bornkamp. Tigers have dominated this one thus far. They're up 2-0. 16 shots. Syracuse has not registered a shot yet. Almost 40 minutes into this one in Riggs, and Tigers bursting forward once again. It's Lane St. George. She's going to lay it off for her winger. Into the middle. Dangerous chance for the Tigers. Looks like Sammy Meredith with her back to the goal. They're going to reset it and go for a cross instead. Swung into the middle, back post. Tigers have runners way up into the air. And Meredith could not corral it. Will go out for a goal kick, but still, I kind of love that organization right there from the Tigers.
And you can see Vanderbosch nearly wanted to come for it, but she realized that was going to go over the end line. Good decision there to avoid coming for that.
Vanderbosch, 6 saves on the 8 shots on goal she's faced. She had 67 of them coming into the match, now has 73 and counting on her season total. One of the premier players for the Syracuse Orange. Done a fantastic job tonight, as the Tigers have had some chances on her that could have resulted in a couple more goals. The one that sticks out is that big-time kick save. So if you're Syracuse here in this last 5 minutes, I think the goal's got to be to get to the locker room down just 2-0 and adjust.
Yeah, you don't want to concede a third here. Get to the locker room, make some adjustments either to your formation or to your personnel. Try to find a way to get back in this game and score a goal.
Tigers content with holding possession at the back as they boast a 2-goal lead. Swing it to the right wing, or Emma Winter will take off. Some contact. And they are going to issue that as a throw-in to the Tigers, or potentially call that back for a foul. I think that's the right call. It was a very late whistle. It looked like some indecision amongst the official crew, but that will end up going for a throw-in instead of a free kick. So I think maybe a little bit of a give-back call there, Kevin?
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like it was the last touch on Syracuse, but looked like Winter and Fleury were having a go at one another.
It's a substitution, James, sparking it to Fleury, and they're going to hold some possession on the back line now. If you're just tuning in, you missed a good one so far in Riggs and ACC play. Tatum Short kicked us off right to start the game. 2 minutes in, got the goal. And then recently, Emily Bruff, right place, right time, gets one cleared off of her that ended up in the back of the net in a unique goal. Right place, right time for Bruff, who's been excellent as a reserve.
Yeah, I think that was a deserved 2-goal lead there.
Yeah.
Clemson had threatened a couple of times. Vanderbosch had made a very good save on the kick save, and then the shot from Harper White, the shot from Hal Hirsch, felt that she tipped over the bar. Clemson has created a couple of quality opportunities.
That's nothing new for the Tigers, who have a very explosive offense. And a nice run of play right here for Syracuse. They're going to swing it into the middle and look for runners. Have yet to register a shot. That could change here. But the Clemson defense is so stout, and that recovery speed from the midfield was just so incredible right there.
Yeah, and I think perhaps that is one of the things you talk about at the half. I don't know if it's perhaps a system change where you go to 4-4-2 where you can defend a little bit better in wide areas. Clemson's having a lot of joy in wide areas. If you change your system and then played with a 2-front, but whatever you do, I think your emphasis has to be on countering quickly in those transitional moments. If you even have the slightest hesitation, they're so athletic, they can get behind the ball quickly. More difficult to break down in those situations.
Absolutely, agree with your analysis there, Kevin. It's Harper White going for a run up the pitch, ended up being dispossessed. Syracuse will take back over. About 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Tigers leading this one 2-0. Orange looking to play that ball in over the top. Heavily contested. Some contact. It's going to be dropped to Fleury. Fleury's dangerous. A shot going for the upper 90, and she got it. Are you kidding me? What a hit from Erin Fleury. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Like, are you serious? 35 yards out. What a strike.
Easily 35 yards, and she turned on a dime and just put that in the top far corner. I don't think you can fault Makowitz a lot for that, but, you know, just like that, Syracuse gets a lifeline, pulls a goal back.
That is one of the most impressive strikes you will ever see right here on the half volley from Fleury. Those top bends and beats Allie Makowitz. And just like that, Syracuse has cut this lead in half. Their first shot of the match is a wonderful one. And man, I'll tell you, Kevin, from our angle up here, that looked destined for the back of the net right when she kicked it. Clemson trying to respond with some aggression after that goal. They're pushing forward. Bruff going to lay it off for her striker. Meredith down in the corner, back into the middle. Orange do a good job defensively. And Vanderbosch will scoop it up. So a lifeline in this match for Syracuse.
Well, it looked like it came from nothing, didn't it? Just the ball kind of bounced around, and Fleury was able to get on the end of it. Nice turn. And she struck that about as well as you could.
It's an absolutely world-class strike from Erin Fleury. And we mentioned coming into the match, she's the leading goal scorer with 3, now has her 4th goal of the campaign. If there's anyone that can beat you on Syracuse, it's Fleury, and they want more, going to play a ball in behind. Harper White just so well positioned, is going to fling it down towards the right side. Fleury's going to get in a 50-50 battle here, and the winner of that will be Emma Wenner. So Tigers trying to burst forward with just over 60 seconds remaining in the first half at Riggs. They've dominated the first half, but the scoreline reads 2-1. Manusos goes back to her fullback option. Back down the wing for Manusos. Cleared out, and solid defense once again. I'll tell you, Asia Cobb's had a decent game at right back thus far. She's impressed me.
Yeah, considering she's had to deal with Maria Manusos and Tatum Short there for the better part of 45 minutes. She's done fairly well for herself.
Tigers going to play a bit of possession. 35 seconds and counting remain in the first half. One of the goal scorers, Bruff, goes back to White. Under 20 seconds now remaining in the half. Tigers trying to get organized for one potential final push. Looking to work it up the right wing, and that's what they're going to do. I think it's going to tail out of bounds, and that will likely conclude the first half here in Riggs as Syracuse will kick the ball to the corner. A good time as always.
There you go. Amazing grace.
So we are off in the second half here at Riggs. Syracuse orange wearing orange, Clemson wearing their home white uniforms. Syracuse did a little bit better job of holding some possession, generating some attacks. in the latter end of the second half, and obviously Fleury scored the wonder strike, looking to establish some possession here early in the second half. And a potential costly turnover in their own end as Short is going to go forward. Really good recovery speed right there from the Orange midfield. Clemson not letting up just yet. It's Tatum Short. She's already got a goal. She gets it onto her right foot. She's looking for her teammate. Appears to be McKenna Morris in the box. 2 Tigers go down. She's looking for an outlet and doesn't have one. Will be booted up the pitch by the Orange. Still have a player down in the box for Clemson.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was Caroline Conti that went down.
It does appear to be 23 Conti. So she's trying to work her way back on sides, and Tiger's going to swing one out to Morris on the right side. Couldn't quite make the link up. Pressure gets there, and Morris has got the ball back at her feet. Looking for the switch, and we're trying to get it to Bruff, who scored in the first half but couldn't quite do it. Syracuse has got a chance to run and counter down this right side if they want to. Instead, they'll elect to pull back. Got it to the feet of Rupert, who was dispossessed. Both teams looking to kind of settle in the second half. We got off to such a quick start in the first half, I don't think it would have been possible to match that here in the second half. Bursting forward for the Tigers is Danny Davis. She's playing Tatum Short down the wing. Short loves to go one-on-one, and she's quick. Gets it on her right foot. Nice cut back. Working one-on-one. Going to play her drop option in the midfield. Tigers have a multitude of players who can shoot from long distance. They're going to turn the ball over right there.
I think that's what we talked about, just trying to be a little bit more clinical in the final third there. I think they're best when they look to change the point of attack quickly, unbalance that Syracuse defense.
Conti ended up firing one that didn't look like a threat originally, but went right along the line. And she's calling for a deflection. Not going to get the benefit of the doubt with that call. But Syracuse, this is a really uncomfortable corner position, or position for the throw-in in the corner, rather. They're pinned super deep. Tigers are pressed up as they think they can win possession, and that's exactly what will happen. Is I'm not sure that one ever was put in play. Tigers going to move up a little bit. That's Lane St. George, who will start the second half. Tigers trying to organize something off the throw-in. We'll go back to St. George from Short.
That's well done from Hal Hirschfeld.
Very well done, and she's looking to link up with Short, but can't do it. Tigers will take that. Their 6th corner kick of the match, first of the second half.
Yeah, Cobb has been very good in those 1v1 situations there. She's content to concede a corner.
So Tigers have the 6-0 advantage with these corner kicks. Our graphics crew on it as always, making us look good.
When we talk about these targets in here, I think they're going to look to pick out Sammy Meredith or Hal Hirschfeld.
Looks like we've got Danny Davis on this corner. It'll be a right foot this time. She swings it into the mixer. Tigers have got players in the vicinity. Syracuse not out of the woods yet. They'll be dropped back and sent back in. Still some white jerseys in the area, but a good job from the Syracuse defense to stay put, and now going to blast it up the pitch. Tigers going to look to calm it down with some possession, and I'll tell you, Danny Davis might not be in the score sheet yet, but she's had an excellent night.
Wow, she's just so composed on the ball. Does not play like a freshman.
You could say that for a multitude of these young guns that the Tigers are rolling out. Very impressive recruiting class. Turnover there, and once again, a chance to run for Syracuse. We haven't seen a lot of the counterattack. And once again, they're going to pull it back. It appears we have an injury to an Orange player. That's Rosh. And she goes down, and we're immediately going to see a stoppage. So we're looking to play some combination play in the midfield. Training staff for Syracuse is going to come out. That is Ashley Rosh, redshirt freshman midfielder from Reston, Virginia. And, you know, we talked a lot in the open, Kevin, and over the course of the first half, the injury bug continues to hit Syracuse. 6 of their potential 11 starters have gone down due to injury, either in the preseason or to start the season. And Rosh is a really key player in the midfield. Going to hope that this is just a cramp and she can get back out there.
That's what it appears to be, and I think it's always difficult to convince players sometimes to stay hydrated in these cool nights. You still lose a lot of water.
So we're going to take another look at this one. Really good job to just play that to her teammate, but it looked like she landed rather hard on that left knee. She got back up, and it was hurting a little bit. Went back to the ground. Training staff now attempting to do what they do best. That's also head coach Nikki Thrasher-Adams in there, checking on her player. And if there's one thing Syracuse can't afford, it's another injury. They've only got about 14 to 15 players available tonight, is our understanding, because of how this roster has just been ravaged due to injury. Once again, Rosh, one of the best young midfielders on this team. She's done a really solid job at that center mid role thus far this season.
I certainly can't afford to lose anyone, certainly a player of her caliber.
You know, we talk a lot about the opportunity that a lot of these younger players have for Syracuse for development, and Rosh will get back up, and that's a fantastic sign for her and Orange fans everywhere. We're going to wait and see if we get a substitution for her or if she attempts to come back on. Once again, college soccer rules, as Kevin reminded us earlier, you can re-enter in the second half if you get subbed off. So what I think they're going to do is temporarily play with 10 and then see if she can give it a go. That seems to be what usually happens in these situations. Do you have any insight into that, Kevin?
Yeah, I think so. It just, you know, kind of reading the situation and seeing they don't appear to have anyone else warming up. And there she goes. She's just been way back on.
So one tough player, Rosh is. So you see her sprinting back out there, eager to get back into the action. The goal scorer, Tatum Short, bursting down the wing. He's going to be dispossessed. And once again, I think this has been the biggest area of weakness for Syracuse tonight, Kevin, is the inability to link up with the midfield from the back line.
Yeah, trying to break that first line of pressure has been difficult, but when they've had success, Tatum Short's in here.
Great ball back post, and there was a sitter for the Tigers, and they weren't able to convert, so they've gotten some nasty hops on those balls across the middle, and Conti, that one just hopped over her foot.
Yeah, I think, Faxon, these are the moments that I was referencing in the first half. It's not so much the saves that Vanderbosch made, but it's these opportunities that Clemson will need to be a little more clinical, and you have to put that away. You're inside the goal box. You've got to bury that. You have to put it on frame and at least force a save from your goalkeeper. The keeper's been beaten there, and knowing a player of Caroline Conti's quality, she'll certainly want that one back.
Indeed, Conti got 3 goals and an assist on the season. Fantastic player, the graduate and local product from Greenville, South Carolina, about 45 minutes down the road. I'll go down as the 18th shot of the match for the Tigers. That one not on target. Something we saw a couple times in the first half. Syracuse trying to go aerial, and they've got some numbers down here if they can possess the ball. So chance for the Orange to try and equalize, and just fantastic defense. This Tiger back line is just so dynamic, and that's Narek coming up forward and sparking an attack with Tatum Short, who's taken on the whole team. Short into the middle, went for the layoff pass. I think that was indeed a clean tackle, but the Tigers are going to scoop it right back up. They're going to go out to this left wing to Bruff now. Bruff onto her right foot. She's got her man beat. Gets her drop option. This is just so disciplined right now from Clemson. They're really looking to try and generate the best possible opportunity.
Yeah, it's great work from Hal Hirschfeld there. That's what she does. She's active. She breaks up things, plays as the 6 very, very well.
Another long aerial attempt over the top. They were looking for Fleury that time and couldn't make the link up. Fantastic play from Lane St. George to possess and calm the Tigers down. About 7 minutes into the second half here in Riggs. Tigers up 2-1. Fleury going to burst forward. Had the fantastic goal in the first half. Leading goal scorer for Syracuse. Nice chop turn right there. And a little bit of possession in the opponent's end, which has been rare for the Orange. This is really encouraging to see from Coach Adams' squad. They're going to attack. A nice scissor move there. A really great individual effort, and goes down in the box. And wow, I think you got to call the penalty kick right there. There was very clear contact.
Oh, there was contact, and I'm actually surprised that the referee didn't make the call, but certainly she had a better angle from her position than us up in the booth. But dangerous moment there from Syracuse. And, you know, when you've squandered a few chances and you haven't put some away, that's always the danger, right? The one time they venture forward, they could earn a penalty, and now all of a sudden, now you're knotted 2-2.
So a little bit of a scare for the Tigers, who get away with some contact on Rosh in the box. They're going to swing it down this left side, and McKenna Morris has made her way over here now, and she's everywhere for the Tigers. She cuts into the box on her right foot. She goes near post, and that is clinical. Extending her lead as the leading goal scorer for the Tigers is McKenna Morris, and what a player Clemson has on their hands with her.
That's a terrific strike, and for me, everything came from changing the point of attack quickly. We just talked about it a few minutes ago. Hal Hirschfeld gets the ball. She just pings it out there with pace, gets McKenna Morris sized up in a 1v1 situation, and McKenna Morris does what she does best, which is go at players and finish.
So Morris with just a world-class strike near post. And Kevin, you talk about clinical finishing in the second half. That's exactly what the Tigers needed.
Yeah, and that's the response. But isn't that the game, Paxton, right? It always goes from potential goal here with a no call on the foul in the area, or what perceived to be a foul in there. Could have been a penalty, and then the team goes right down the other end and puts one in the back of net.
I'll tell you, Morris has got another one in mind as she's sparking another attack forward. She's going to lay it off for her striker, Sammy Meredith. Meredith looking for reinforcements on the right side. She'll play her man into the middle, back post. Tigers have runners. Tatum Short comes up on the top of it. Into Meredith. Deflection is wide. And that looks like it was Caroline Conti on the deflection, was kind of going for the hockey-style goal, getting the redirect, and couldn't get it into the back of the net.
Yeah, it was nicely done there. You could see Meredith just holding the ball up, waiting for that overlapping run to develop from Sydney Manerick. And when she came forward, I think the quality of the cross was really nice.
Short with a great ball. Shot was there.
Actually, the last touch from Caroline Conti there.
Yeah, it was Conti that was trying to redirect it or maybe get out of the way. Couldn't really tell. Vander Bosch was in good position, but, you know, one of the more underrated players on the team. I know she's got 5 goals on the season. Sammy Meredith makes so much go for this offense. Can you tell us kind of what's the value in having a 9 you can trust that's so experienced like her?
Well, it's just as Clemson was playing Megan Bornkamp as the 9 earlier in the year, it's you want a player in that area that's intelligent when the ball's in wide areas, can find themselves in good goal-scoring positions, but also the ability to hold the ball up.
Yeah.
The ability to bring other players into play, recognize when you need to sit and let a midfielder run beyond.
She does a fantastic job of being unselfish, and sometimes you'll see strikers that are very selfish with the ball. That is not Sammy Meredith. Wants to get her teammates involved and scores goals in the process. Tigers leading 3-1 over the Orange in this ACC matchup. And they are on the prowl for more. 19 shots, 10 on goal in this one for Clemson. Bursting forward is St. George. She's going to pick out that striker, Meredith. Solid defense from the Syracuse team. And it's going to be sent right back to Clemson. Looks like Morris, she's going to have another go. And what a save from Vander Bosch. Full extension to her left to send it out for a corner kick.
We talked about the quality of her finishing, and that was destined for that corner. That's a terrific save from Vander Bosch. Have a look here.
Oh, my goodness. And that's just a perfect shot right there from McKenna Morris. It was destined for the back of the net, and Vander Bosch says, not so fast. Fantastic job of goalkeeping for one of the nation's best at Syracuse. And as you see the shot total continuing to go up for the Tigers, 1 shot, 1 goal on that wonder strike from Fleury to conclude the first half for Syracuse. But Clemson wants to put this one away. Davis once again on the corner kick. They're going back post. They've got players in the area. Syracuse will head it. It's going to run all the way towards the line and go out of bounds. It's going to be a Tiger throw-in, so still threatening down here in the corner.
Yeah, not sure if that was Pilley that won that or not, but just enough to flick that on to the back post out of danger.
Good play right there. Looked like Abramson was involved as well. Part of the back line for Syracuse that's shown some flashes of potential over the course of the season. They've done a good job blocking a lot of these Clemson attempts tonight and protecting their goalie in Vander Bosch. Tigers have just had an onslaught of shots, so talented at every position. They link up so well together. You're going to see a foul right there in a match that hasn't featured a lot of them. 4th on Syracuse. Clemson's got 3. I think that's the clear call right there.
As Abramson, I don't think she's going to get a caution there, but she is going to have a word.
Yeah, And she goes in for the ball, no intent there. Tigers play quick. They're bursting up the wing, sending one into the middle, looking for their fourth. Ball goes all the way through, and now a foot race towards the line. And that's going to be sent out of play off of Bruff. So a really good job right there of recovering from Syracuse, but that was a quite dangerous ball.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if someone just beat Sammy Meredith to the touch there. She couldn't quite get on the end of that one.
Looks like our head official is headed towards the Syracuse bench, and they're going to issue a yellow card to head coach Nikki Adams. So maybe some chirping coming over from the bench.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I saw enough in the run of play to warrant something to be upset about.
So that's the head coach that is going to pick up the yellow card. She's trying to encourage her girls. She's doing a really fantastic job with this Syracuse squad that's been battered and bruised due to the injury bug, lost a lot of crucial players, and man, they sure do fight. It's been a gritty match here. Both of these teams won it. The Orange will now have a throw-in as play resumes. Clemson going to keep this high pressure. You like this from the Tigers?
Yeah, I think they need to be assertive. I think it was a terrific stride from Fleury to close out the first half, but in all fairness, I think as the half wore on, they were hunting for that third goal. I think they perhaps did get a little complacent. So you'd like to see the response from your team to come out and be hungry.
What a win right there from Tatum Short, looking for her second of the match. Shot gets blocked. Hirschfeld up into the area. We've seen her super aggressive at all times tonight, trying to play a little 1-2 game with McKenna Morris. Brilliance right there from the Tigers. Hirschfeld into the middle of the box, gonna get it back post. Did we see a handball? No, but it will go out for a corner kick. I'll tell you, one of the most underrated players in the entire country, the grad student from Atlanta, Hal Hirschfeld.
Yeah, she's had a little bit of a quiet night because she typically just sits in the role of that 6, but when given the opportunity to get forward, she can get forward and she can be a threat.
A really good job defensively. That actually went off the hip of the Orange defender.
It was good interplay between her and McKenna Morris to get herself in that position in the first place.
So the 8th corner kick of the match for the Tigers, who are dominating the statistical categories. Going to be swung into the mixer as they hunt for their 4th, looking for one of their tallest players in Meredith, going to fall back to the back post. Davis going to contest this and win the 50-50 ball. So a great job right there from number 7, Danny Davis. The Tigers going to reset. Really disciplined play right there from Clemson.
That's good patience from Lane St. George. I don't think she's put a foot wrong since she's come into the game tonight.
To bring a player of that caliber, I know she starts some games off the bench. It's just such a luxury. Going to lay it off and have a long go here. It's deflected. Syracuse looking to break out, but Clemson's got the major numbers advantage. They'll try and get it up the right wing, and man, Tatum Short is just so talented. She's just everywhere tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, I don't think Rosh saw her coming. She was able to just strip that ball quickly and cut out the counterattack.
Tigers pushing the ball forward. They're looking for Tatum Short on the left wing. Back to Danny Davis. Going to reset to Lane St. George. Looking for an attacking option. She finds Bruff in a very dangerous position. Bruff onto her right foot, looking for passing outlets. Great tackle from the Orange, but swung out to the right side. Clemson looking to swing a ball into the middle. On the ground, Orange trying to clear it and finally do get it out. That's Rosh who's trying to get the final clearance, and Clemson still pressuring super high. This is dangerous as it's tailing away from the goalkeeper. But Vanderbosch made the correct decision to come out and get it. That was some just really funky spin on that ball.
It had a lot of spin. She made the decision early, did well to come for it. She was committed to it. It feels like the momentum is building in Clemson's favor. You feel like a 4th goal is coming, don't you?
You get the vibe. I mean, once again, we talk about the Tigers are dominating the statistical categories. They've got 20 shots to Syracuse's 1. They've got 11 shots on goal to Syracuse's 1. They've got 8 corner kicks to Syracuse's 0. And they are up on the scoreboard 3-1. So we will see our first substitution for either side of the second half. Looks like Jenna Tobia will re-enter the match and going to take Sammy Meredith off the pitch. So we're going to see a little bit of personnel changing here with who's playing striker, Kevin. Give us some insight there.
Yeah, just a little shuffling. You can see that it appears it's going to be Caroline Conti, which she can really play anywhere from in midfield along that front line. I think you're going to move Tatum Short over to the right side. Tobia here to the left.
There's just so many options for the Tigers, and they've been peppering Shea Vanderbosch all night, who now has 8 saves, now 75 on the season, so an impressive milestone. One of the stars for the Orange has shined bright tonight as the Tigers are on the prowl for their 4th goal. I think this would be the dagger if they could get it this late in the match. Conti wants to go one-on-one, fires it into the middle, dangerous area for Bruff. Deflected once again. Orange try and get it out, and McKenna Morris is everywhere. She's on the left, she's on the right, she's in the middle, wreaking so much havoc on this Syracuse defense.
Well, Thaxton, you referenced it earlier, just a good collective defending from Syracuse there with the block shot, able to cut something out before it even reaches Vanderbosch.
Absolutely, and fresh onto the pitch is Jenna Tobia. She fires one back to Lane St. George. St. George into the midfield. Hirschfeld looking down that right side, and fantastic defense from Syracuse.
I think that was Abramson cutting that out, and she can be dangerous when she gets forward.
Impressive run right here from Abramson. Goes all the way forward, but just as we've seen so many times tonight, when Syracuse gets into the final third, it feels like the Tigers have a swarm of white jerseys, and they see that attack and want to counter. They've got a runner on this left side if she can turn in time. Instead, Conti's going to go to her right, and she's picked out her teammate into the box. Looks like Tatum Short over there on the right now. Swung in, and the Syracuse defense, once again, if I can give just accurate analysis here, the team defense has been really, really solid.
Well, that was a good moment. I think perhaps at the end of the day, Tatum Short was better off just continuing to take on the player. Syracuse had 4 runners in the box, and they had all of them covered brilliantly. She couldn't pick out a pass to find someone. You just need to circulate the ball and bring it back, or have a go yourself and try to break the team down in a 1v1 situation.
Yeah, I think all things considered, this has been a pretty impressive showing from the Orange back line. It's no joke going up against the 8th best team in the nation here in Clemson, South Carolina. The Tigers are still looking to deliver that knockout blow, as we saw at the tail end of the first half with the Aaron Fleury wonder strike. Soccer's a volatile sport, Kevin. It can change just with the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and you just have a sense that this Clemson team has a lot of goals in them from a lot of different players.
Conti now on the left, picks out her teammate, sending it into the middle, and once again, the Orange have an answer for the runners in the box. So I think it's been an impressive adjustment from Coach Adams' squad to start picking up some of those runners, as we're going to see a pair of substitutions, 1 for each team.
And that's one of the things that she talked about as we were speaking about the match, is she really felt like they needed to defend well when the ball was in wide areas.
Yeah. So Bornkamp going to come back in after suffering the first half injury, a great sign for Tiger fans, and Rhea James is going to re-enter the match for the Orange. Shot will be fired and hit the side netting, but still a dangerous chance and an ambitious effort right there for Clemson.
Jenna Tobia just cutting inside and put it on that right foot. Vanderbosch was pretty confident that was going wide.
Let's take another look from Tobia, one of the most talented players on this roster, and is just a freshman. She was going for that near post. Vanderbosch was leaning that way, and it just ended up going into the side netting. So a solid decision from Shea Vanderbosch, who's made a lot of great decisions and a lot of great plays tonight. Very experienced goalkeeper. Faced a lot of shots this season for the Orange. That's Tobia down this near side. She's looking to pick out a player down the wing, and it's a fantastic pass to Conti, who's got runners coming into the middle. Conti going to do it herself onto the right foot, going for the top corner shot, and sails over the goal, but still a fantastic opportunity for the Tigers. And we're going to see another substitution, and I think that's going to be Mackenzie Duff in relief of Lane St. George, who was fantastic in the minutes that she played.
Yeah, as I said, I don't think she put a foot wrong. She was really, really solid when she came in.
Fully agree there. She will get rewarded with some high fives and water. Well-deserved for St. George. The junior defender from Seattle, Washington. Versatile with where she can play on the back line. Just feels like a load of riches for Eddie Radwanski and the Tigers. We're going to see a foul with some contact in the midfield. Syracuse looks like they want to go quick. Going to put down the ball and look for outlets, but instead are going to send some troops forward and try and set up their tactics for this set piece.
Yeah, Bruff just had a little too much with the hands there on the back of Roche, challenging for that. Easy decision for the referee.
Grace Gillard sending the ball forward towards the end line. I think that's the first touch for Hallie Makowitz that we've seen in a while. She'll scoop it up and look to distribute. And Kevin, talk about when you've got a 2-goal lead. Is that like, there's some coaches that say a 2-goal lead is scary. As a former coach, what is the mentality when you have a 2-goal lead?
Well, I think you still have to remain very, very process-oriented, and, the focus will be continue to do the things you're doing. You're creating good chances, but the quality of the finishing has to be better. The quality of the final pass, as in that situation, has to be better, and that's where your focus is, and also to
and slipping
switch
through.
off in moments like this.
Yeah, so that's actually really, really solid recovery by Harper White right there. It originally got by her, a weird kind of spin on the ball, but she doubled back to rob Renee James of a one-on-one.
Yeah, Harper just very quick. Her athleticism was able to bail her out in that moment, but I think that's just indicative of it's an evening game, a little dew starting to settle on the grass, and just took an awkward skip there.
So Mackenzie Dupree will relieve Liesl Auden. About halfway through the second half here in Riggs. If you're just tuning in, this has been a dominating showing from the Tigers on the stat sheet. They've got a 2-goal lead to show for it on the scoreboard and are looking to deliver the knockout blow. McKenna Morris is electric as always. Right foot going for the corner, and I'll tell you, she just missed it.
Gosh, actually, I think it took a deflection there. It didn't look like it took a deflection, but Caroline Conti was appealing for it, and the referee has signaled corner.
So a really dynamic run from Morris, who is in the score sheet with both a goal and an assist. She's played a fantastic match per usual for the Tigers, and right there draws a deflection, which will be the 9th corner kick awarded to Clemson. They ended up scoring, not really directly on the corner kick, but off of a clearance that was deflected into the net that Bruff capitalized in. Are always dangerous on these set pieces. Gonna swing it in. And a really good play from Vanderbosch, but still not out of danger. Flick on header is no good, and I think we're going to see some contact to a Syracuse player who is now down with an injury. Correct call to stop it from the referee right there.
That was a great initial punch from Vanderbosch. Not sure where the contact came from.
So orange player down and injured. Trying to see if we can get an angle at her number to identify the player. So it's going to be Grace Gillard, the center back sophomore from Bedford, England, went to Harlington Upper School across the pond in Europe. I hope she's okay. She's getting some water and some attention from the training staff. It looked like there was some contact to her on that set piece, and as you can see, it hasn't been the easiest season for Syracuse with all the injuries. This team is still very tight-knit. Very good team chemistry. They've got high spirits under Coach Adams. They're very supportive of one another, and they fight hard. There's a couple players supporting their teammate right now.
I think every time a Syracuse player goes down, Coach Adams' heart must drop.
Yeah.
Not again.
So if you're just tuning in and have missed any of the lore regarding the 2023 Syracuse Orange women's soccer team, 6 potential starters injured either in the preseason or to start the season. And it has just gotten worse and worse for Syracuse when it comes to injuries. They only have 14 players available tonight. Some of the injured players made the trip, some didn't. So you can see a couple knee braces over there on the sidelines, a couple girls in their jackets not available to play tonight. And a couple stud transfers that unfortunately suffered injuries in the preseason that could definitely be contributing to potential winning soccer for Syracuse.
Yeah, Coach Adams was very happy with their spring season. Felt like they had taken big strides. It's just unfortunate to be devastated by those injuries.
And you get a player like Ava Uribe and you get a player like Maya McDermott from the transfer portal, and for them to get hurt, I mean, those are 2 established Power 5 soccer players that make immediate impact on your squad.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so good to see Gillard get up, and she's going to be all right, talking it over with the trainer and going to walk off under her own power. We'll keep you updated if she has a planned substitution or if she's going to try and tough it out. 5'9" sophomore defender.
And of course, whenever medical personnel does come on, the player does have to come off the field. We'll see if she just gets sent right back on.
Saw that a little bit earlier with Rosh, who kind of talked it over with some staff and then went back out there and then almost drew a penalty kick, rather, immediately upon re-entry. She's been impressive tonight. Number 4, Rosh. That's number 27, Gillard, walking off. So hope she's okay.
Yeah, I think she is going to take a little breather here.
So that will be Liesl Auden replacing Gillard, who is injured. And Gillard is available to re-enter this match. Per the rules in the second half, you can check back in. So we'll keep our eye out and see what the update is with her. But as of right now, Auden will be the replacement. 21-13 remaining in the match. Vanderbosch will send one way past the half-field marker. It'll be flicked on. Tigers going to play possession and trust in their goalie with her feet. Had a little halftime graphic about Makowitz, has 8 shutouts on the season. Tied for first in Division I coming into this match. Long aerial ball, love the idea. Well defended by the Orange.
That's Harper White just trying to break that Syracuse pressure by playing long. She nearly picked out Caroline Conti.
Morris has got some space to operate. A great fake pass. I think she's got a runner over here on the left. Looks like Jenna Tobia. Instead, she's going to pick out Conti, who's going to play a 1-2 ball, and Morris was one step away from finding the back of the net for the second time tonight.
Yeah, just the last little slip pass from Caroline Conti was a little heavy. Well read by Vanderbosch.
And a beauty right here from Conti. Just left foot through space. That's textbook. But as you mentioned, Vanderbosch and all that she has faced this year, one step ahead of the Tigers right there. She's got 8 saves on the night, which will take her to 75 saves on the season, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. Been an active year for Shea Vanderbosch, but has really established herself as a star within both the ACC and national ranks at the goalkeeper position.
Yep.
So we are having a pending substitution here. And really good news for Syracuse fans is Grace Gillard will be checking back into this game. And it looks like it will be for Liesl Auden, who will not be eligible to come back in per the second half rules. A nice long ball right there from Harper White. Jenna Tobia here on this left wing. She had a go. It was blocked. Tigers going to recuperate. Really nice move right there from Bruff as she's trying to shield off a defender. She's going to get it towards the middle, still on her right foot, can have a go if she wants it. Instead, elects for the pass. Conti near the net and puts it in the bottom left corner. Absolutely textbook. Number 1, what a play from Emily Bruff to create that. Number 2, Caroline Conti, textbook in front of the net.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit of a carbon copy of the last play when Conti tried to play McKenna Morris, and she's just running across outside the area, and just a little slip pass to find her, and a terrific turn from Caroline Conti. She finds the bottom corner. It's going to take something special to beat Vanderbosch, and there's quality in that goal, just like McKenna Morris's last strike.
Very quality strike into the bottom left-hand part of the net, and the Tigers are starting to pour it on. That's ripped. That's ripped, Kevin.
Yeah, first touch on the move, second touch, get the hips around it, third touch, she buries it.
I feel like Conti was a little overdue for a goal with how active she's been tonight. She's been in the right spot a couple of times and hasn't been able to quite execute, and she gets a well-deserved 4th goal for the Tigers.
Yeah, and for me, Caroline Conti's terrific. You know, I like her as a midfielder or as a forward. She can do either. Vision to see things. Yep. She sees passes that not all players see. She has the tools to finish off those opportunities, and she's got a little bite to her game.
Absolutely.
Isn't too bad either.
Big fan of Conti as well. So just now receiving information that Gillard does check back in for Liesl Auden. So Auden will not be able to come back into this match as she's now been subbed on and subbed off. So can't have that second re-entry. It was an injury-related substitution. So Gillard will stand over this set piece. She's got runners in the box, a set piece opportunity for the Orange, who only have 1 shot on the night that went into the back of the net, looking for their second shot. Overlapping outside back there, and really good defense and a good job of drawing a foul right there from the Tigers, as it once again looked like Alyssa Abramson up from that left back spot trying to make something happen.
I like how much she gets forward and gets involved in the attack, and she's taking a little bit of a risk there.
Yeah, and she gets the heel of Monerick. That's going to get you for a foul every time. Good pressure from the Orange. Thought she had the ball first, and very frustrated is Rosh, and I think she's going to find herself in the book for the theatrics. Take another look at that at some point, but that was there was contact, no question, but it looked like she did also have the ball. What were your first impressions there, Kevin?
Yeah, just initially, it just looks like Bornkamp just fails to check her shoulder, turns right into pressure. I think it looked worse than it was.
Yeah.
It's definitely a foul, but I think it's the dissent and the comment after the fact that gets Rosh put in the referee's book.
So Rosh will go in the book. The Tigers are looking to pile it on to Syracuse as they lead by a score of 4-1. They've got 24 shots now to Syracuse's 1. They've got 12 shots on goal to Syracuse's 1, but I think Syracuse might have the best goal of the night, or maybe the best goal of the season, from Aaron Fleury. You guys can go check that one out on social media. If you haven't seen it yet, it was a wonder strike from about 33 yards out.
You got the sense that the fourth goal was coming from Clemson, and you just have the feeling that they're hunting more and going for the fifth.
Tigers remaining on the prowl here late in the second half. About 30 minutes have gone by in this second half, and they've been able to add to their tally. It was 2-1 at halftime. They've equaled that total here in the second half. Syracuse still battling hard, trying to see if there's anything they can do to chip away and get back into this one. Nice run forward here for Syracuse as they've held a little bit of possession, which is encouraging to see.
Yeah, they just need to continue to get Vanderkloop on the ball more. She's done well. She's been active.
That was Asia Cobb going up the right side and going to go out for a Tiger throw-in. We're going to see 2 substitutions here for Clemson. Brittany Lyles will enter. And also looks like number 13, Emma Winter, will come back into the match. Going to replace Conti and what looks like Bruff. So double sub here for Coach Radwanski. And Winter's got 3 goals and 2 assists on the season, Kevin. What have you seen from her in some of the previous games?
Yeah, she's very similar to all of these wide forwards. They've got her playing as a center forward now, but a lot of pace, perhaps the quickest of all of the front runners, actually.
Pace, pace, and more pace, the name of the game for the Tigers. And Tobia is trying to put a 5th in, and she does it. She goes through the wickets of Vanderbosch, and Clemson is pouring it on here at historic Riggs Field. The superstar freshman Jenna Tobia does it again for her 4th of the 2023 campaign.
Yeah, and that's what she does. She sets you up. She cuts inside a couple of times. The defender believes she's going to cut inside that moment, and then she just immediately goes to the outside. Puts herself in a 1v1 situation with Vanderbosch. She tries to make herself as big as possible. Tobia reads the moment, puts it right under her.
The old nutmeg from Jenna Tobia for her 4th of the season, 5th of the match overall for the Clemson Tigers, as they now lead this match 5-1. 75th minute, and Clemson sub snuck on. Manusis came on for Tatum Short, who has had a very eventful night running the wing. Syracuse looking to chip away at this 4-goal deficit. It's another ambitious strike for their 2nd shot of the match, but will go wide of the goalkeeper.
And that's Abramson getting forward again.
I got to say, I know it's been a rough night for Syracuse, but I think they've got some really quality players, Abramson included. You got to think next year when they get everybody back healthy, and for the remainder of this year, some more pieces will be added to the puzzle. Abramson will continue to shine from left back, just a sophomore. Take a look at Coach Adams, who's doing a fantastic job with this injured group. They've only got 14 players available tonight. And they are fighting as hard as ever. So Monterey will come on for Cobb. First we're seeing of Monterey tonight. Tigers now up to 25 shots and 13 on goal, Kevin. And They've also got 9 corner kicks.
It's a very attack-oriented team, isn't it?
They're fun to watch.
Like to get numbers forward, take chances. I think what's also interesting is talking to Coach Radwanski, one of the things that he thinks has hurt his teams in the past is perhaps not going into the bench quite as deep during the season, and then you get to the postseason play. A lot of players have a lot of legs on their minutes, and you can see now that's a luxury, obviously, with the scoreline of rotating a bit and putting some substitutions in the game. But
do see a player go down that appears to be number 7, Danny Davis. You're going to hope that this is as minor as possible. Just going to try and get right back up. We've got the trainer lurking here on the end line. It looks like she got her foot stepped on, and she's gonna limp that one off. She's tough. She's been fantastic tonight for the Tigers, man. She is the focal point of a lot of these attacks. She does a good job of ascending into the final third and kind of breaking that low block. Can you give a little bit more insight into that, Kevin?
Yeah, she's obviously a very intelligent player. She can read those situations. That's what you want when you have a player playing in that inverted fullback role, somebody that can recognize when to go in, when to sit, when to stay. I would be surprised if she sees this game out. She looks like she's got a little limp there, a little hitch in her giddy up. I would think that Coach Radwanski would maybe look at bringing on Lane St. George again.
Yeah. Morris whistled for the offsides there. She was looking to add to her haul already on the night. Orange going to go quickly and go forward. They've got runners, solid defense right there, and we talked about Davis. Does a good job tipping that ball away.
Well, they tried to pick out the most dangerous player in that Syracuse side in that moment. That was Aaron Fleury. Nearly got on the end of that.
12:30 remaining at Riggs. Tigers up 5-1. A slew of goals and fireworks for the Tigers offense. They're ranked number 8 in the country for a reason, folks. See that little number up beside their name? This team is legit as they're trying to get their 3rd conference win. McKenna Morris, they're looking to add to their total. It's a good ball in behind. Vanderbosch a little late to come out, but ends up claiming it. She'll usher her players forward. She's been fantastic tonight once again. If you're not familiar with Syracuse women's soccer, 8 saves, 75 on the season. She's been a stud. Be whistled for a foul on Syracuse. Tigers will play quick, and we see Harper White do this so often. Tigers looking to break this pressure. They've got a runner in Morris, and she's in, looking for her 2nd goal of the match, and goes just high and wide. Not the cleanest hit from McKenna Morris, but a big chance right there for number 2.
Well, it's all on the turn from Emma Winter. Just a terrific turn, quickly sees the seam opening, and just puts Morris right in.
Great ball from Winter. Morris has already got a goal and an assist. She was looking to go above Vanderbosch right there. She wanted to get it high and just lift it a little too much.
Yeah, a lot of times that just has to be nothing more than a finish with the inside of the foot. Just find that far corner as the goalkeeper shifting across, but she elected to go for power.
The Orange will try and bomb this one over the top. And a little collision back there, so a scary moment for the Tigers, and they're going to get away with it. Coincidentally enough, it looks like we're going to have a goalkeeper switch here inevitably for the Tigers, who are trying to rotate in some of their depth.
It's obviously miscommunication from Duff and Makowitz in that moment.
Yeah.
Makowitz was coming to clear, obviously.
So the sophomore goalkeeper from Charlotte, Addie Holgerson, is waiting to check into this match on the next dead ball for the Tigers. Makowitz hasn't been tested a lot tonight. Only 1 shot on goal, and it was quite literally unsavable. One of the best strikes you'll ever see from Aaron Fleury. Ends up not really costing the Tigers in the end, as they lead 5-1 with under 10 minutes remaining here at Riggs. And still this high pressure from Clemson. Very impressive move right there from the Orange as they try and send the ball forward.
think that was Grant that just spun out of that situation, was able to break pressure. That's good from Vandergloot.
Once again, we mentioned Syracuse. They've had a lot of key players go down to injuries. They've still got some really talented players on this side. It's a great ball in behind. They're looking to add to their total, and the shot is blocked, so a really good recovery from the Clemson defense. Aren't out of the woods yet. And another good clearance. Fleury will come up with it. She turns, looking to link up with a couple of these players down the left side. Can Syracuse get a cross in or make something creative happen? Right-footed cross is cleared. Orange player goes down due to an apparent injury. Clemson's got numbers on the counterattack. Don't know if the official sees the injured player for Syracuse. Her teammates are playing on. That's Rosh with 2 on her. And they're going to say that's a foul on the Tigers. So good to see for Syracuse as she's now on her feet. Number 13, Anna Rupert, playing right wing today. The sophomore from Arlington, Virginia. Washington Liberty alum. Even foul count now after that most recent one with 7 apiece. So it looks like Rupert's still tending to that right knee. Gonna walk it off. So it looked like on that tackle, the follow-through got her in the leg. Gillard will swing one into the box, back post. Orange looking to make something happen. Cleared by the Tigers.
I think it was Tobia's last touch to get that clear. Oh, Abramson's in again.
Abramson's a really good player, and that's going to be the first corner kick of the night for the Orange. But I've been very impressed with Alyssa Abramson. So again, we mentioned she's kind of playing left back tonight, 5'5" from Medford, New York.
Yeah, she's come forward. She's been a threat.
A shot ended up being blocked by no other than Harper White, who has had a fantastic night at center back. They ask her to do so much, she's going to kick corner kicks as well off this left foot. First opportunity we've seen from this spot of the night for Syracuse. Heads towards the top of the box. Volley attempt will go wide. Makowitz trying to decide whether to go for it or not and will let it go. The very smart decision from the veteran goalie. And we will now see her replaced after another solid performance. So Addie Holgerson will check in at goalie. Looks like number 25, Danny Lynch, the freshman defender from all the way in Los Angeles, California, will also check in.
I think this is Addie Holgerson's second appearance. She appeared in the Furman game, so these will be valuable minutes for her.
With Makowitz being a senior, depth is important at that position for the Tigers, and also just her pedigree as a player. Some pinballing in the midfield. Both teams trying to grab it. Tigers come up with it. Nice body feint right there from Harper White.
Nicely broken up there from Bornkamp and Lynch.
Morris is looking to get forward as she so often does. She's got a runner on her right and a couple in the middle. Jukes her defender. Nice turn. Trying to get it on her left foot. Fires. Nothing doing. Looks like Lyles picks it up. Back out to Morris. Morris going to have a go. Looking for the 6th of the night for the Tigers and stonewalled by Vanderbosch.
Yeah, you could hear the power in that shot from Morris as keeper turns it away.
Morris has just been so active and impressive as always. Ball going to be swung into the box. Tigers looking for another one on the set piece. It's going to find Morris. She swings it back to her, looking to try and potentially have a go. Deflected and cleared out. Really good job from Syracuse to defend that set piece. So Tigers are not letting up the attack. They've got 27 shots. They've got 14 of those on goal in which they've tested Vanderbosch. She's saved 9 of them, given up 5, and that is how we're at the scoreline of 5-1. Cerny Lyles. And in the midfield, lots of space right here for Clemson to operate. Wenner was trying to play Morris through, and they couldn't quite link up. We'll go all the way back to Vanderbosch.
Yeah, she was looking for the through ball. I think Morris was looking for the give and go, the play out Vanderklot, and get a little interplay there to break Syracuse down.
And deflection right there. Scary moment for the Tigers. Everybody's going to get up. It looks like the recent substitution, Danny Lynch. Now out playing right back. Duff and White going to play 1-2. Swing it out towards the right wing. Fullbacks are inverted. They're going to play Morris through. She can do so much for this Tiger team, as we've seen tonight. Look for her drop option. Finds it. Looks like Tobia on the far side. Gonna play it right back to Morris. So some attempted 1-2 game. Both of these players can take their man off the dribble. That's what Morris is trying to do. A little body feint, gets out to the end line. Gonna be tipped out. Are we gonna see a corner kick? We are. So now 11 corner kicks on the night for the Tigers.
Yeah, Kylan Grant did well there in that 1v1 situation.
They're going to go quick to the top of the box. Bornkamp going to have a go and way over the net. Ambitious effort on the 28th shot of the night right there from Megan Bornkamp. She was looking for her third goal of the season.
It's a nice little set piece there that drew a lot of attention, like they were going to hit an in-swinger.
Yeah.
And just found Bornkamp free at the top of the area.
Attempted flick-on header right there from Monterey. Ends up going back to the Tigers. That's where Bornkamp excels, is in those areas. It was a creative ball trying to get Lyles through. Scary moment as it goes back to Vanderbosch, and some Tigers were on the prowl near the goal.
Well, you could see the pace from Emma Winter. She nearly got on the end of that, didn't she?
She did, and I don't know if Lyles realized that ball was for her, but very clear from a philosophical perspective what the Tigers are trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as the season goes on, Kevin, for Clemson, stylistically from opponents, what do you do to stop this team in their onslaught attack?
Well, I think you have to have the athleticism to try to go at them and keep them pinned back. You certainly can't sit in and try to absorb the pressure and take your chances when they have the ball in wide areas.
Fleury bursting up the line, looking for an assist to add to her goal. Will be cleared out. Solid defense as it's been all night from the Tigers. They're looking to run. Werner is on the right. That's Tobia with the ball. She's going to go now to Werner. Swing it back in. Tobia hustling to try and get to it and couldn't quite get to it. Under 3 minutes now in Riggs. 5-1 on the scoreboard. Plethora of goals for the Tigers, a world-class goal from Syracuse. We've had a lot of electricity here tonight, a great crowd turnout as always. And, you know, Clemson students, alumni, anyone in the area, you're going to want to come out and see Coach Radwanski's squad because this is just such an entertaining brand of soccer that they play. And they're top 10 in the country as well. Some additional incentive to come out. Tickets were free tonight. Swung down the right wing. It's Tobia. She's got runners in the box. Clemson's actually got the numbers advantage if they go quick. Tobia going to attack one-on-one. Syracuse now going to recover as Tobia's down in the corner. She's looking for her drop option. Instead, she's going to take on a couple more defenders. She goes in and out, tries a third defender before it's finally cleared. But as you can see, Tobia is on go mode.
Yeah, that's what she does. She embraces running at those defenders, and Kylan Grant did well to read the play there. Good job of Syracuse getting cover there. Oh, dear.
And Morris is going to look for some outlets in the middle. It's a nice turn. Clemson's got a big chance and kind of fouled off on the shot. Wasn't the cleanest contact from Wenner, but really dynamic pass from Morris once again. You even exclaimed it, oh, dear. I mean, she is just so dynamic.
It looked like it took a little deflection, didn't it? Or it's very awkward.
Very awkward spin on that ball for sure. Vanderbosch will boot up the field, hoping to not face another shot in this match with about 60 seconds and change remaining here in Clemson. Tigers are going to get their third straight conference win, and the Orange are going to fall to 0-4-0 in conference play. Clemson's still going to pressure high. They've got 29 shots on the night, looking to make that 30 and potentially bag a sixth goal here in the final minute. As for the first time all night, we've seen walking from a Clemson player. I mean, seriously, it has been 89 minutes of go, go, go for the Tigers.
Yeah, they've certainly been up for it tonight.
Also got to be good to be home after that 2-game road stint. We talked earlier about some travel. You go to Miami, you win 5-0, then you fly all the way up to Chestnut Hill on the weekend and get a 2-0 win behind 2 goals from Mackenzie Duff. See if the Tigers can beat the buzzer here, or even if they want to try. McKenna Morris is down in the corner. She had a fantastic night, and that is all from historic Riggs Field, folks. Your final score from Clemson: the number 8 Tigers take down the visiting Syracuse Orange by a score of 5-1. Kevin, final thoughts?
Yeah, and I think they were deserved winners.